everybody, and welcome to Short Lived. I am your host, Robin Redunk, Short for Redunculous, coming at you live on twitch.tv/Robin Redunk. I am joined by some fabulous people, streamers, voice actors, developers even, in the TTRPG and streaming space. Thank you all so much for being here. Please, let's quickly go around and introduce everyone. Let's start with Riley.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Riley Manis. I am a voice actor. Most recently, you could hear me in my time at Sandrock. Very excited to be joining you. Today, I'll be bringing you the marble stylings of the Marble Man Arduino Lumentum. Thank you for coming in today, and hopefully you'll find us sexy enough for your liking.
Amazing. Ruthie.
Hi, I'm Ruthie. Many of you will know me from such exploits as The Chat. I'll be bringing you Valerie Forscribe, the sexiest librarian this side of the College of Rant.
Amazing. Ruthie is also on their own little actual play podcast, Role Models. So go check that out as well. Ryan.
Yeah, I'm Ryan. I stream and also write TTRPG materials, and my as a freelance writer as well as writing my own material. And I'm playing Cybin. The P is silent because they're a mushroom. It's a whole thing.
That still cracks me up. Ryan put that in the chat yesterday, and it's still cracking me up. And Amber.
Hi everybody, I'm Amber, also known as The Space Jamber on Twitter, Twitch, and now TikTok. I'm trying to speed run to 1,000 followers on TikTok, so please give me a follow if you haven't. I am a TTRPG writer, editor, podcaster, streamer with talent so varied you can call me the TTRPG Swiss Army knife. I am currently working on writing some stuff for Eldritch Osiris Games, writing some Pathfinder 2e ancestries, and I am also like an old college friend of Robin's too, so I'm just like really ooh-woo and excited to finally like make these worlds collide. So thank you for having me here, Robin. I'm really excited.
I'm very excited to have you. Amber was one of my first guinea pigs for Short Lived. Amber's run quite a few episodes of Short Lived in their testing days, so I'm excited to have them on this episode. But welcome everybody, new and old. Welcome everybody to the chat. Thank you all so much for being here. But let's hop right into it. Today we are playing a different TTRPG than we've played before. We are playing Sexy Battle Wizards, courtesy of Grant Howitt. And Sexy Battle Wizards is a pay what you want TTRPG. It's a D6 system. It's really easy to pick up and play. And I highly encourage anyone to try it out. If you're new to TTRPGs or an old dice roller, you really should check it out. If any of my mods are in the chat and have a link to that, I would love that. That would be great. But yeah, so let's hop right on into it. Welcome to the College Errant, a floating citadel above the skies of reverie. Floating upon its own wizardry power, these halls are luxuriously defined by the wizards therein. These sexy icons of the magical realm tour the world of reverie, stepping in and helping out wherever they may or may not be needed. We join our crew today under the camera, the lights, the action of our own Short Lived, hosted by Chard Crossbone. The announcer describes this luxurious castle as the cameras zoom through the halls of these huge columns and everything, and we find ourselves in just like a steamy jacuzzi bar that takes up an entire floor of the College Errant. There are wizards and mages of all kinds in their sexy loungewear, drinking little cocktails, reclining in various places, chatting it up. And our camera pans over to a shirtless Chad Crushbone with bubbles all around him, sipping on a martini. And he is flanked on either side by a large, very muscular Goliath man and a fire elemental woman on his right. And he's got his arm around the fire elemental woman, and he's got the martini glass in his hand, and he sips it, and he's looking up at the Goliath. He's like, "So what do you lift? Think you could bench me?" Oh, short lift. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Sean Crushbone. He tosses his martini aside and rushes towards the camera. Welcome to Short Lived, everybody. We're here at the College Errant, the most beautiful place I've ever been allowed into. Now, we've got some great wizards here with us today that are going to help us out. We're about to receive the message from our client confirming our final destination as the college soars over the location. But let's get acquainted with some of our adventurers today. And Chad shuffles his way, wading through the jacuzzi pool. And we find ourselves next to. Let's start with P. Sybin. The camera pans to you as a very handsome, deep purple tiefling man with like pale lavender hair tied in a very tight man bun with like ram's horns and yellow eyes, and he's wearing just a vest. And he is carrying a cocktail up to you, Sybin. Sorry. What is that cocktail? And please describe your character as the camera comes up to you.
It looks like water, because as the sovereign of many senses, a master of the art of hyperdimensional splendor, it tastes however I want it to dang well taste when I drink it. Every mouthful is different. Every mouthful is a surprise to my taste buds. But as a myconid, I do very much resemble a mushroom. Very tall, thin, 6 long, thin fingers on each hand. Not a terribly large cap. It's just a small brown one. But there's just it's just the right kind of sweet, earthy scent that's just generally in my vicinity. And just if I were to assign Sybin in their robes and just general languid demeanor, like they're the kind of myconid who just has lo-fi constantly playing on loop in their head. It's just everything is vibes and nothing is harsh, man. Pure vibes. Lo-fi 24/7.
Amazing. And Desmond, the tiefling, carries over to Jezebel and lowers down.
They delicately take the glass in their hand and swirl around, swirl the cocktail around, give it a sniff, and this doesn't happen to be laced with opioids, does it?
I don't recall if the madam requested opioids or...
It doesn't matter. I'm gonna have a fun time anyway. And so she knocks it back all in one. Jezebel Caligasto is the is the circus lion tamer mommy of your dreams. If I would be wearing the shirt that goes with this character if I didn't spill my own old fashioned on it last night, but it is what it is.
Just
she
in character all the way.
Yeah. And she's wearing, they're wearing like one of those like black and white striped shirts, but of course like it's over the top like super deep cut V, one of those like you know, one of those carnival barker, like, you know, the red suede jacket with like the tails that going down, and like an obnoxious like tiny top hat to like complete the look, tight leather leggings, and like um their boots are tall stiletto boots, like maybe 6-7 inches, excuse me. You wonder like how they can walk on something so pointed, so precarious. But growing up in a circus, Jezebel just doesn't care. Yeah. Uh, I would say also she's wearing a top hat because she is in fact a top. So
You have to.
yeah,
Oh my
exactly.
gosh.
But yeah, no, she's, you know, yeah, I think her gender just is top.
I mean, when you're serving dragon tamer ringmaster magician, like I don't know how you're not topping.
Exactly.
I can't see a world in which you don't.
Follow my OnlyFans. No, I don't have one.
Oh, but Jezebel definitely does. Yeah,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah. It's Only Flumps is
Only flumps, yes.
yeah is the reverie version of that.
Yes, absolutely.
Desmond carries over the tray of cocktails over to Valerie. What did Valerie order, and describe Valerie for us, Ruthie?
It's a Negroni. Bagliate. With
Obviously.
Prosecco in it. And this small gnome woman with very thick brown hair that's like pulled back and held in place with a blue wand. A very crisp white shirt, like shiny satin blue under corset with like tight black pants. Very practical, but also very sexy. Very much inspired by Rachel Weisz and the Mummy. Kind of that kind of sexy sort of way. And has like a big key on on her belt, which is from using the Arcana of the Supreme Doorway, which is her magic school. And she kind of takes the glass off and just kind of leans back, very much just watching the others, like, I recognize you from being in the library and not doing library things. You didn't do library things in the library. Sexy things in the library.
You did sexy things in the library. Amazing. And finally over to Art.
Of course, Art, taking his natural stances, the poses of the Greek gods before him as he was crafted, an 8-foot tall marble man. Turns around, greets everybody. Hello, hello. Thank you so much. In this lovely little glass is not a cocktail of alcohol, as he is a marble man with no digestive organisms, and is instead drinking stone cleaner directly. And takes his double shot and throws it back with ease, moving into another pose for his fans. Thank you for joining us and letting us accompany you.
Wow, like this whole time Chad is just like staring at all of you. He's like, yeah, you know, it's an impressive crew we got here.
Jezebel takes their little top hat and just
You all see an extra set of bubbles come up behind Chad. He just like goes flush immediately, and you can hear Reggie, the cameraman, going, Jan. Like, oh, right, show, we got a show. And like, so, I believe we are getting a message from Mixer Lay Co. right now. Let me go to the screen over here. And Chad just like rushes over and slams a magical rune on the wall, and a projector screen comes down in front of you, and with a flicker of magic that looks strangely like a CCTV turning on. you see Leiko, which is this is a person who looks to be of high elven descent. They have very long, flowing, kind of like deep brown hair. Very long, pointed ears, quite tall and slender, and they are just wearing the most flowing satin robe that is completely open, and that's it. And they say, "Oh, hello, wizards, mages, magical doers of all kind. I'm sure you know me, Leiko, collector extraordinaire. I've hired you dashing fellows and fellas to go check on a little archaeological dig I've got going on the south of the Great Forest. If you just go check that out, because I haven't heard from the crew in nigh 3 weeks, and I'm a little concerned. If you could just go check that out for me, that'd be great. And bring me back anything you find, especially anything that's large, silver, and rectangular. Yes, you'll know it when you see it. Okay, bye! And then it just... the college immediately opens up a portal right where the projector is rolling up, and it says drop off point approaching. And Chad says, "All right, looks like our stop's coming up. Everybody ready to drop?" He's looking around at all of you, and you're all just sipping cocktails and just
Yeah, I'm just like leaning well back, robe tastefully open, and just enjoying life as best I can. Before my vibes are harsh.
All right, well, let's go. It's like, all right, we gotta go, guys. You can take your cocktails with you. And Desmond waves a wand in his hand, and all of you get themed to-go cups with your cocktails in them that match your outfits perfectly.
Do they have like little Chad Crushbone?
Yeah, all of them have
that?
Chad's face doing one of these. Like on the side.
Pixar fucking face, god damn it.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so you all make your way out the portal, and as soon as you leap through, as is typical college fashion, you are immediately skydiving towards your destination on the ground. I need everyone to roll me a real easy wizard check to tell me how you get to the ground. Now, for those of you that don't know, in Sexy Battle Wizards, you have 3 stats: Sexy, Battle, and Wizard. In descending order, you give each of those 3, 2, and 1. And then when you roll for a check, you will add the necessary score to it. So you will roll a d6 equal to the most relevant.
Yeah, it's 1d6 per point, isn't it?
Yeah, 1d6. Yeah. And then add your wizard stat to it. It's a pretty easy one. You're just trying to beat a 4.
Oh, that's
so we're rolling
that's
for
all. Because it talks about plural dice below.
Is there well, plural dice is like when we're doing something extra difficult, and you have those what is it, determination. Yeah. If you fail a check, you will get a determination.
Oh, okay, sorry.
And then you can add
roll,
that to an especially hard check if you like think you need it.
When it says roll d6 equal to my stat, I immediately go, my stat is 3, I roll 3d6. I apologize.
No, you're fine. No. You just roll 1d6 and you add the relevant stat. In this case, it is the wizard stat.
I got a 4, exactly.
4, exactly. Amazing.
Also got 4.
Tight 8.
Oh, hell yeah.
I've rolled a 6.
Nice. Everyone's looking extra fancy. Like tell me like the cool like magic way you get down in your different school of magic. Go ahead, Art. How do you get down there?
Of course, naturally diving through the portal head first, prepared for anything, just as all poses and statues do. The perfect form of an Olympic diver, coalesced in almost heavenly light as a student of the Lore of Light Academy. Art very quickly, almost rapidly, approaches the ground and seamlessly flips and lands, doing a very sexy pose as he lands and awaits for everyone to land with him.
Amazing. There's a cloud of dust that just kind of trails behind you as you dab and like grind to a halt. Ruthie.
Skydiving's not for me. It's a bit too exciting. So I just take the key that's on my belt and open up a doorway and just step through and end up like where I need to be.
Like right next to
Art.
Art on the ground. Jezebel, what happens to
Hair
you?
out of place, just like
Yeah, no, just as easy as stepping through the archway.
So Jezebel with like the sheer force of will, she's less. I mean, they're definitely less of a wizard and more of just like a hot person that can do magic. So um using their whip, they like whip it like with enough force to kind of become like a helicopter of sorts, like a magical sexy helicopter, and that's what like propels them forward, not only through the portal but to land like elegantly at like on the ground, and like the way that they can manipulate the whip, it sounds like helicopter blades going like the way that the whip is cracking.
Amazing. You're like
Yeah.
tailsing it down to the ground,
Yeah,
essentially.
it's very Tails.
Yeah.
It's very Tails.
Amazing. Thank you all for the hype train. And Simon, how are you getting there?
Oh, this is like full on, completely 100% improvised. You know, like at the Olympics with the diving routines.
Yeah.
It's that, and then the split second before, surely they're just gonna crumple and pancake into the ground. There is this enormous flash of glitter, and as it fades, I'm just reclining. I'm just reclining on a rock, sipping my from my Chad cup.
It's so good. It's like you're just like suddenly like a cartoon, just like grind to a halt and just float down. So good. Amazing. Chad is riding essentially a nimbus down with Reggie and Robbie as they are all on like directors chairs and like with their own cocktails like floating down beside all of you. And it says, "All right, everybody, the temple should be just ahead, but it sounds like there's some commotion coming from the campsite around it." And as you all kind of break through this thick jungle brush, like all the sounds in the background, every noise you heard in the jungle level of 007 GoldenEye on the N64, that's in there. Uh, and you kind of push through the brush and you see what appears to be the archaeological crew, but they are very much not themselves. They're hugging in all the right places, overalls, a kind of of their jeans, but you see nothing in their face. There's no soul in that ass. And you see strangely like orange dust that's different from the ground around them, covering their hands and parts of their faces around their blank eyes. And mixed among these mindless diggers are these stone statues, Art, actually, which seems strange to you and familiar in a way. But they are all these ancient feline person stone statues. Some of them look very jaguar-esque with their spots, and they are carrying very sharp spears, and there seems to be a lot of them huddled around a particularly large tent, what you might gather to be the like the main archaeological dig tent. So how would you all like to approach the situation? There's a lot of like out people here, and these stone cat people guards patrolling the area. How would you like to approach?
I would definitely go like sip, carefully place the cup on a nearby like decently wide tree branch that's not going to fall off. Go up to the nearest worker and just see if they are, having the trip of their lives, and that's what this is all about, or if there's actually something worse going on here than a bad trip.
Okay, okay. You kind of like sneak through the brush and pull aside a random worker. You grab this kind of taller halfling man who is like slim thick kind of guy. He's wearing like these big overalls and a hard hat with a little light on it, and he's got like curly brown hair, and he's got the orange dust all on his hands and everything, and he's just kind of carrying what looks to be like rubble from one place to another. And you pull him aside and he says, "Oh, for the pharaoh."
Study him carefully.
uh
Stand up.
you see just like blankness in his eyes. You stare deep into them, and deep in his pupils, you can see these little sparkles of like orange magic, like deep in their eyes, and there doesn't seem to be anything happening there. Like, if they were tripping, you'd be able to tell that like they were kind of like, whoa, a little bit more and kind of like seeing specific things, but there is nothing there.
I'll turn around to the rest of the, sexy wizards that I'm with. See, this is entirely why you should always have someone who is not an amateur mix your drinks. I just kind of like point to the clearly like mindless drones. Someone has misappropriated magic and or look at the camera, clearly think better of saying the word drugs, recreational substances for their own personal gain. Remember, safety comes first. And then like this awkward PSA smile.
There's a lower third that pops up below you. It's just like the more you know. It's got Chad's face next to it, obviously. Little thumbs up. It's like, do drugs responsibly.
What I'm saying is there's no vibes here that, well, there are vibes, but they're not their vibes, if you know what I mean. Oh man, getting someone else's vibes, that's just awful.
Yeah, somebody's like implanted their vibes into these people. Or at least what they want their vibes to be. Oh, it's weird, man. Who's this pharaoh?
I think it's what if, and then, I'm a mic in it. I don't have a terribly expressive face. It's mostly just lipless mouth, 2 nose holes and eyes, but there's definite horror there. What if someone's turning these people into vibes?
Pure vibes.
Present an interesting challenge that I've never had to tame before, but with a little bit of time and a little bit of finesse, we can curate these vibes quite easily. Surely.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
but you should only have your own vibes. You shouldn't have or be someone else's vibes. That's against like vibe law.
It's against
I thought vibing was all about sharing vibes with others.
Yeah, but
Making sure that
you share your vibes and you allow other people's vibes to affect you, but you don't become them. You don't vibes with consent, okay? You can't non-consensually vibe. It's not. It's harsh.
These vibes are
Just
definitely
Lindsay
harsh.
comes
That's
on
for sure.
underneath.
And then I just go and sip from my Chad cup again because my vibes are harsh right now.
Oh no. Aw. Gonna follow
Do you
vibe
see
law.
anything that might be changing these vibes? Like, is there anything just like, are they digging up?
Well, as you kind of like look out and take a better look at the area, you see like just how intricate this dig site is. They've dug up a lot here. This is a very complex series of old cat folk ruins. There are these tall Egyptian like cat statues of like cat people with like crossed arms holding weaponry. Some mage figures have these like very long staves that appear knotted all throughout. They seem to be like some of the more important figures as these two mage statues stand on either side of the main entrance to this large, almost kind of like a Mesoamerican looking a pyramid. And everything is covered in like vines and overgrown, and then there's kind of like the dug away bits that the archaeological crew has been working on to clear, but everything is covered in splotches, fresh splotches of the same orange dust that covers the hands and like the faces of these workers. And the stone guards also have it, but it's in a much more uniform manner. And like it looks almost like purposely like designed onto them kind of thing. Whereas like the workers are obviously like smudged kind of thing. But again, like your attention is drawn at the moment to the large tent that is like a much more heavily guarded by these stone statues than the rest of the camp. And you can see from here that the pyramid itself has a very large, heavy stone entrance that appears to have no like seams to it whatsoever from that you can tell from this point.
We want to get in that tent because I got a doorway that can get us into anywhere. We want to go in the tent.
Feel like home to me.
Oh my
I'd
god.
be interested to know. I'd be interested to know who pitched that tent.
Wouldn't we all?
I asked for
I'm
this.
just blushing slightly.
I asked
You
for
did.
this. I asked for this. I asked for this game.
You pitched.
I pitched
Battle
I
Wizards
pitched
to
this.
us.
I literally pitched this. Yeah.
This is on you.
This is on me. This is all it's all over me. Sorry.
Sure is, Robin.
Of his own making, it was entirely consensual. There's nothing sexier than consent.
It's exactly. Nothing sexier than consent.
no.
That should be the tagline of this episode. Nothing sexier than consent.
Well, on that note, instead of non-consensually entering that tent, on Sibon's note, why don't we check their vibes? Perhaps evaluating them might lend us a better idea of who they are. As an advocate for not stone-on-stone violence, I would like to not harm my people.
Do they have the statues moved at all, or are they just?
They are kind of like patrolling with like groups of the workers kind of thing. But there are some like kind of stood in place. But none of them are like very aggressive seeming at the moment. They're just kind of doing their job.
What if they're like booby traps activated to keep people out? If there's a pharaoh, then there's a treasure. And then there's that realization of, oh, that's probably what we're doing here, not looking after the workers.
Yeah, you could tell like Leiko did say that he hadn't heard from the workers in like almost a month. He said 3 weeks. So it doesn't seem like he's like overly concerned about the workers themselves. He's more just like, why isn't this job done yet? So yeah. Your ultimate goal is to get inside the pyramid, it seems. But at the moment, you are not sure how to do it, as the entrance is seemingly sealed shut. So your biggest clue is the large tent. If you would like to vibe check the stone statues, how would you like to go about vibe checking the stone statues? I'm all here for this.
I would 100% just look at art as a stone person themselves.
Art hits a little pose for you as you glance at him.
This isn't I sip, but over the rim of the Chad cup, there's just the approximation of a raised eyebrow of interest.
You see the Chad graphic raise its eyebrow at the same time. Did I not mention all these graphics are enchanted? They are.
Enchanted.
Every piece of Chad merch has a piece of his soul. I'm kidding.
Infinite Horcruxes for Chad.
Infinite Horcruxes. That's how Chad gets around.
Well, Simon, the silence of your gaze is deafening. Allow me to vibe check my fellow stone, and I'll just walk on over. I'll take a few quick strides, thanks to my long, muscular legs that were literally sculpted, not by my workout regimen, but by the people who made me. I'll walk up to these stones and offer a hand in peace to check their vibe.
Okay. Roll me a sexy as you approach a couple of these stone cat soldiers. He's stone cold cats. Sorry.
You look like a couple of cool cats, I say. rolling the highest possible number for my sexy 8.
Oh, hell yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, you stride up so sexily. The ground seems to sheen like freshly polished marble wherever you step, as you just kind of approach swayingly and strike a pose in front of these two stone statues, and you see both of them kind of like orange around the cheeks, and a little bit of like a crack appears like along their bridge of their nose and everything, as they kind of like look at you and are taken aback. And both of them take their polearm weapons that they were holding and just kind of lean up against them and like stare back at you and be like, how can we help you?
With the coldest stone smolder I can muster. Oh, by chance, could my friends and I enter into your tent? We're here to help.
Oh, you're here to help the pharaoh. Oh, that's wonderful. We love people who love to volunteer to help our pharaoh. Please go right on in. Talk to our new archaeological lead. She's helping us around here now.
Oh, thank you so much. And I'll gesture to my fellow sexy wizards of the battle nature to walk in, and I'll take the lead in. As I go, of course, I'll quickly take both of their faces in my hand, a little brush of the thumb to thank them for their kindness.
The two stone cat statues feel the brush of your smooth, cool hands against their cheeks, the underside of their feline chins, and they simultaneously and crumble into orange dust at the sides of the entrance, and then immediately reform as just like passed out on the ground. And yeah, you all rush through the tent, and you don't have anything to say about the situation. Chad's very impressed.
I think there's like cutaway to Jezebel, and it's it's not gonna show up, damn it.
Oh no.
It's okay. There's a cutaway to Jezebel, and she just well, it appears that I'm not the only one that can tame cats.
So good. You
It's a
all.
different word that I wanted to say, but
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, I know.
Twitch.
I know.
Twitch it will not allow me to say that.
Ooh. Ooh, TOS. One of these days.
Darn TOS.
No. Straight to the moon. So you all brush through the entrance of this tent. You see a bunch of some of the sexiest nerds you've ever seen. They seem to have a little bit more about them, kind of their they whereabouts and everything, as they are kind of like examining different like archaeological pieces. Lots of suspenders and button-up shirts that are very open in here. Lots of rolled up sleeves with like just the nice little lower bicep showing. There's lots of very lowered glasses of like hushed whispers. You see this? Yeah. To each other. But you see who is obviously the lead of the dig towards the back of the tent. And as you approach, she turns around and you see a beautiful high elven woman wearing a kind of like desert green tank top and some khaki shorts. She's got a like strap harness on with like different dig tools and brushes on her. She's got her hair back in a tight ponytail and a pen in her ear. The best way I can describe her is high elven Angelina Jolie Lara Croft.
Gonna need to take a drink for that one.
Really brought a fan into this session. Jesus Christ.
But she turns around to you all, placing the pencil back into her ear, and says, you all are new to this dig site. Can I help you at all? And you see the same orange dust around her hands and like smudged on her face and things like that. But she has a little bit more, like obviously much more of her wits about her. My name is Fiona Walkers. And how can I help you today? I am the lead archaeologist on this dig site. Amber, you're muted.
Yeah, because I was whispering to myself.
Oh. But yeah, so what would you all like to ask Fiona? Like, you know, you need to get into that pyramid, but
I think this is like the one person whose Dommy Mommy energy like kind of matches mine. And this
yes.
is a fucking threat. So,
Play.
so Jezebel does like one of those like big, deep theatrical bows that's practiced so that everyone inside, like, you know, a large packed circus tent, you know, can see the deep bow from every angle. And she's, oh, Fiona, it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance, my darling. Thank you so much for allowing us into your dig site. We would love to dig a little bit deeper into you and your research. If you wouldn't mind telling us a little bit more about what you found and maybe what lies inside that big temple of yours.
Well, it's nice to meet a fellow dig enthusiast. I love a person who likes to get into the hard subjects. So, what we have found here is the ancient temple of Pharaoh Chitara, who
had a massive following thousands of years ago, but no one really heard from him after a while. We dug a little bit and started finding some of these very friendly stone soldiers, and, well, ever since then, things have gotten a little bit fuzzy. But I know all we're doing is for the good of the Pharaoh, and to project his reach across the world. And, oh, well, I would just love to help you get a bit deeper into that pyramid, but, oh, it appears I'm the only one who knows how to get in there, and, oh, well, I'm not sure if you're worthy of meeting our Pharaoh just yet.
Okay. With consent, Robin, I think Jezebel would like to take like the pad of her thumb and like wipe the dust off of Fiona's face,
Okay.
and then like do this move like
Oh my god.
Oh, she's good. Oh, they're very good.
You do that, and as your finger, actually no, first roll me sexy.
oh yeah,
Roll me sexy, because that's sexy.
it is.
You're gonna have to beat
6.
yeah, perfect. You had to beat a 5. Oh, perfect. So as you brush that little bit, the little thumb across her cheek, you see you can see that sparkle that you all saw in the halfling worker before. In her eye, it fades considerably as you brush the dust off of her cheek and get it off your thumb, and you taste a very like sweet but savory, like kind of like a cheddar flavor almost. It and you see the light kind of fade, and Fiona kind of comes to her senses a little bit. Where am I? Where I'm at the dig site, right? Who
Yes,
who are
you
you?
are. Who do you think you are?
I'm Fiona Walkers. I'm the
Okay.
lead archaeologist here. I, why are the statues out walking about? What are we doing?
I think this is a rare moment of like faltering for Jezebel. Like, I they don't know what to say.
She
And
has suddenly like dropped her, like she still has a very like domineering personality to her, but she's kind of dropped the confidence she had a moment ago. She is still kind of like trying to like grasp the situation around her.
I think it's like the aftercare comes in, like that aftercare moment of like, oh wait, hold on, let's take care of
Yeah.
you. Hold on, like where are you? Oh, do you feel safe? Do you need a moment to sit down? Do you
Yes,
need
I
water? What?
I'm a bit faint, and she just kind of like gently falls into your arms, and with like a hand like up against your cheek, just, oh, thank you, as she just kind of like leans into you.
Jezebel is going to like look around at the other sexy battle wizards, like,
Great.
there. Get in there.
Shot. Got a shot.
Please, help me to my chair, and you
yes, yes, and they like help Fiona to her chair, like,
yeah.
and
She falls out of their arms and gently relaxes back. A stone soldier that doesn't seem to have recognized what's going on just brings up a fresh glass of ice water and just like hands it to her.
oh, that's so much better than the old fashioned and the flask I was gonna get for you, so probably for the best.
Probably not as hydrating in this one. Oh, thank you. She just kind of like takes it and like tries to act normal around it and like takes a sip. Oh, okay, so it looks like I'm definitely not inside the pyramid anymore. The last thing I remember is, uh, we opened up the main chamber, and we were pushed back by a huge gust of air and blast of dust, and then I met, well, you. And she just kind of sighs and stares at you all.
Well, Miss Walkers, we're here to get to the bottom of whatever bag of tricks you've come into. Don't worry your pretty little head. We're here to help.
Oh,
And another little doffing of the top hat.
amazing. She uh fans herself with a notebook that's nearby. It is not particularly hot in this tent. It is very temperate in in this jungle. But she seems heated in this moment. She's like, oh, thank you. Thank you. She's still trying to put on that air of confidence as she's like sipping her water, but she's definitely like out of her element as she's just like just coming around kind of thing. Please, help yourself to my notes, just over here. They should help you get inside the temple. And from there, I'm afraid to say you're on your own. We had to do quite a lot to get in there, and I'm not sure how much they've put back in place. And she takes another sip of her water.
Can I go and look at those notes
Yes.
she pointed out?
Go ahead, take a look at those notes. You pull up. There's a big spread with a very obvious depiction of the front gates with the two mage cat figures standing on either side of it. And there are a series of symbols that are needed to be pressed in a certain order that are obvious to you once you all go out. Are you ready to leave the tent and Miss Fiona Walker's? Dr. Fiona Walker's, I should say.
You know, I have absolutely no prior experience of these matters. So, is there just anything vaguely interesting that the sexy nerds are discussing on the
Yes, if you would like to interview some of the sexy nerds that are just kind of like researching around, there is one red tiefling woman with white hair and thick circular rimmed glasses. She's got a very large tail, and she is inspecting one of these big tablets on the side there. And there's a lot of different like visual depictions and things on this tablet. And she says, "Oh yes, this is what we found, one of the ancient diagrams of the various obstacles the ancient catfolk laid in place inside the temple. Let's see here. As you can see, there appears to be some sort of a pitfall. You can clearly see what appears to be a cat falling down where two doors are going like this." It looks like somebody's like stick figure drawing of like a cat, like not even a cat folk, it's what a cat dropping it into like a little collapsed floor into like a vat of like some kind of liquid on there. There's another one where there's just like a cat surrounded by spiked walls on all sides. It's all just like these very rudimentary drawings of like various traps and things that are like sealed within the pyramid itself. The most dangerous ones you see are the spike trap, the vat that is like drawn to be quite large in scale compared to the cat itself that's falling into it, and there's there's like a cat that's surrounded by a bunch of arrows that seem to be flying by it. Yeah.
I would ask. I'd make all the appropriate. That's super cool. But as we've covered all the diagrams, I would ask. So, like in the exploration of that, and I'd look, direction of the pyramid. Have you triggered these made sure they don't activate when some look at the camera, impossibly handsome Myconid is walking through those halls with nary a care in the world back at the tiefling? Or are they still regrettably active?
Oh, well, we did dismantle them all when we first went through the tunnels, but as soon as we got into the Pharaoh's main chamber, well, the guards were very quick to put the traps back into place, and everything's all back to normal now.
Fantastic. The vibe I was looking for. And then they just like turn to the camera and mouth, "We're all gonna die," and then back to sipping from a Chad cup.
Amazing. There's like that subtitle on screen where when the producers think you can't hear the person, it's like, oh, we're all gonna die. Amazing. So you all, with your new knowledge of the contents within, you make your way out to the pyramid. You, Valerie, you take the notes up, and these runes are scattered throughout this like huge entranceway. So you have to like kind of like search and find them for me. Ruthie, if you could roll a wizard check for me as you piece this together.
Oh, no, that's a dice on the floor. That's a dice on the floor. It's another 8.
Hell yeah. All right, dope. That's absolutely perfect. So describe how you use your magic to kind of decipher these runes and put them in.
So this help decipher the runes. What I do is I open another arcane doorway and like put my hand through it to find a book from the library and pull a book out that I've seen before that has been useful and use that and be like, oh, I've definitely read this before. Just pull out another useful book and just be like, okay, so we can translate this way and then and that one and that one
Perfect.
and put the book back on
I
the shelf
imagine you just
properly.
like circling the areas up on the door and a door appearing in front of you and you just reaching your hand through and poking it.
Yeah, 100%.
Perfect. So after you've put in up, down, left, right, A, B, select start, you the doorway opens up in front of you with a heavy and you all are free to make your way inside.
As we walked through as we were walking through the camp, I would have explained about the death traps.
Okay, cool. Very good. You
Dying
all
isn't very sexy, is it? Thank you for the heads up.
Anytime you want a heads up, I'll give you one.
Oh my god. Chad's over like, whoa. I love this party. Chad's like over on the side, there's a stone soldier that seems to have like green dust on its hands now that's like serving him cocktails. Like, I just like reverse engineered it. I don't know. The producers got me one. So you all make your way into the pyramid. It immediately goes dark. The only light around you are these torches that light themselves as you get deeper and deeper underground. The smell of this like cool, damp underground area starts to get warmer as you get deeper into the tunnel. It expands out and you now have various pathways before you, but the most recently tread one seems to be off to your right. There are 3 pathways in front of you, a center, a left, and a right. Like I said, the right seems to be most recently tread. Where would you like to go?
These match up with the notes that Cybin saw. So like the
Yes,
they saw.
but the actual as far as the
diagram of the innards of the pyramid themselves go, there was no distinct placement of where those traps were at any given path. It was just kind of like, this is the shit we had to put up with, kind of thing, as they go through.
So we could just stumble blind, or we could ask someone how to get there.
Ask some more stone guys.
If you would like to try and find someone nearby, I would accept any sort of like wizard, or if you just want to like use battle to blast a hole through a wall or something to find somebody. Like I'm all about however you want to explore this tunnel, using sexy battle or wizard. You could even like just thinking outside the box. Now you can't use this idea because I gave it to you. That's a joke. Ruthie, you could use your doorway ability to just kind of like visualize one of the traps and like open a door to it.
Did I do that?
Yeah, you could.
We want to have. Which way do we want to go first? So we know that they've walked one way. Should I look at one of the other ways? Which one did they go down again?
So there's like the most recently tread path. There's 2 other ways. You kind of get that heat that you were feeling as you entered seems to be closer down the middle path, and the last path there doesn't seem to be anything. It's almost like an empty echo down the left path.
Do you think the middle one?
I pair all 3.
Hold it down.
I think Valerie's presenting that to the party. The middle one.
One, just to have a little look-see down.
That is the best vibe we have right now.
I trust your judgment.
All right.
Cheers again.
You all make your way down the path. There's no real symbolism like distinguishing one hall from the next. You're purely going off what you can see as you enter these dark hallways. But you continue down the center path, and you find yourself in a rather large chamber with a different tiled floor. And before you can stop yourself, Valerie, your first step, you almost fall through as it starts to crumble beneath your feet. And you see now where the source of that heat is coming from. And it is this deep pool of boiling hot orange liquid below you that is giving that same kind of like cheddar smell that that was like kind of coming off of the dust earlier, but it is like extreme heat below you as it's just like bubbling up below you, and the entire floor seems to be the same kind of tile, and so you can't really see exactly where to go. And when you try to conjure a door to the other side of the room, it fizzles immediately. You can make short distance doors, but you can't seem to put one right on the other side of the room.
Rude.
So you have a collapsing floor with a molten cheese floor. What's up, Brian?
Is there anything on the tiles, like written on them or carved into them?
Yeah. There are various runic symbols on the floor tiles, each of them having one singular large rune carved into them. If you would like to try to roll a wizard check to decipher them in some way, you could.
That would be a 6.
Okay, yeah, no, a 6 will do it. So you see the same kind of like a knotted wizard staff, that you saw the mages holding outside and the statues as an X on a few of these tiles around you. And if you can kind of surmise that these may be the more sturdier locations, as they seem to like even be like enchanted with like a crossbar support kind of magic in them.
I will turn to the camera, wink. A wizard never reveals their secrets, and then reach into my like, admittedly quite loose-fitting trousers or pants, if you prefer, and I just pull, and I keep on pulling as I pull out my Giselle, just a long rifle,
Nice.
and I just poke the nearest of these tiles to make sure it's not going to collapse with any, weight.
Yeah, you poke one of the crossed tiles, and it does not give in any way. It actually gives like a faint as you like kind of put pressure onto it.
These tiles have got good vibes, good strong vibes.
Good vibes coming from this tile.
Just open the, pull the waistband away and just drop the rifle back in the trousers.
Amazing. So do you have like elastic waisted Jinko jeans kind of thing?
Just like I was thinking more just like, really comfy lounge trousers.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Nice.
It's like extremely luxurious sweatpants, I guess.
Yeah, almost like those big flowy like harem pants kind of thing.
Yeah, that kind of vibe.
Yeah, nice. I like that. That's good. That's good vibes. I'm not sure where Amber went. I didn't see them get up. Oh, there they are.
We'll be right back.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, no, I was like messaging you in the chat. I was like, Robin, I gotta run for a second.
I'm so sorry. I didn't see
You're good.
any of that because I have so many things on my screen. All right, sweet. So, yeah. Words. Simon has discovered that the tiles with the crossed wizard staffs on them are the safe tiles, and has just poked their rifle into one of them to make sure that it will support them, and it does. So now I will need everyone to roll a sexy roll to see just how sexily you get across now that you know your way.
That's another 6.
6 as
And
well.
everything I do is like just graceful dance, like absent-minded. Like I might be tripping, or I could just generally be just vacant right now while I sway across these tiles.
Amazing. Riley, what did you say?
I have a 6 as well.
Okay. How did everyone else do?
I also got a 6. Big 6 time.
Okay.
60.
I got the highest I could get for Mexi, which is a 9.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so you all extremely sexily cross across these pedestals. I imagine Art just like posing on every new tile he gets to, and just kind of like just striking a pose. Valerie making little short little hops between, just kind of like dancing between them, like just like going between like a door frame, but you're like passing from tile to tile kind of thing. And then Jezebel just like whipping the floor with enough force to launch them from one tile to another.
I think even part of that is like, in lion taming and dragon taming, you have to be able to know how to dive, duck, dodge, weave, and dodge, right?
Right, yeah.
So, I think there's some like element of acrobatics along with it too, of just like, when some people do like, handless handsprings or whatever,
Yeah.
and their legs splay open. It's one of those. Yeah.
Amazing.
Is it one of those kind of all the while exhibiting this tile is coming to me kind of behavior?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so good. Okay, as soon as you all get all the way across to the other side, you're congratulating each other, like obviously in every way you do. You're a long time party members. You've been through this kind of situation before. All tricks of the trade.
when suddenly there's as a very small, kind of like shadowy portal opens up beside you all, and stepping through is this very handsome dragonkin person. Think like an aura from Final Fantasy 14. They have very like dragon-esque features and like dragon scales and horns across a humanoid face and body with like a reptile tail. Deep orange dragon-esque eyes with like the slit in the middle, kind of like dark tanned skin, very curly deep black hair, and just like broad shoulders, and just like ripped all the way down with his unbuttoned shirt all the way down to his belted trousers. And he is carrying with him a clipboard, and he lowers his glasses that have a there's like glasses lanyards around his neck. He like lowers that as he looks at his clipboard and steps out of the dark portal. Says, yes, you are adventuring party 69B, I
Nice.
presume. Yeah,
Very good content.
the college just sent me. Sorry, let me introduce myself. I'm Edward Bugle. I am with the college errant's legal department. And since you all are on a worldwide broadcasted show and therefore representing the college in all forms, I am gonna need you to do this whole little trap again, but like more errant-esque. So let's just reset that. And with a snap of his fingers, a shadowy portal, much like his own, envelops you all and puts you back at the beginning of the tile place, and everything resets. All of the tiles that you broke are now back in place, and all of the cross bar tiles are mixed up and in very different positions all over again. Oh, and it says here you all have not filled your battle quota. Huh. Alright, well let's just fix that. Here, what's this? And he just kind of like shoots a shadow bolt into one of the tiles and cracks it open to see the cheesy floor beneath it. Huh. Yeah, that'll do. And he like swirls like a dark ball of energy and throws it into the pool below, and it just like courses with dark power before the entire floor gives way as a huge oozing cheese monster flies out of it and just starts raging all around you. All right, well, y'all take care of that and we can continue. And he just steps through another dark portal and disappears.
Oh, great.
Fight!
I hate Shadowmancers so much.
That's your problem, not the lawyer. The lawyer's professional discipline.
As a light man, yes, I hate shadows. I'm scared of the dark. But not really. It's scared of me.
Light begets darkness. Darkness begets light. Look, do I have to quote Kingdom Hearts here? I'm just like, I could go off.
My
I regret to afford. Oh, go ahead.
I was just to hit my skin. Now that there's a source of extreme cheesy heat in relatively close by, my skin is starting to like dry and shrivel because I am a mushroom.
You are a mushroom.
Oh no.
This is like
close.
It's like getting way too quote Shadow the Hedgehog. No. This is like being way too close to a fondue pot for you. Like,
yeah, but because of my particular brand of magic, anyone like super close to me would be starting to feel a slight buzz.
All right, you've got this massive cheesy monster before you. It swings down with cheesy force at you, Simon, with its huge, massive, cheesy fist. How do you retaliate? And please roll battle when you do so.
Yeah, no, this is my worst stat. I got a 3. So what?
Oh no!
What I guess I'm gonna do is I'm not even gonna go through the theatrics of reaching into my trousers again. The rifle just appears because it's a wizard's rifle, and I don't have to check it's loaded because it's a wizard's rifle. But so for context for people who may not know, a Giselle is a ridiculously long rifle. Usually you have to balance them on stuff. But obviously it's not an option here. So what I actually do is I swing the rifle around behind me and pull the trigger to just like use the kickback to dodge out of the way, which I'm imagining is quite possible to do, but I land on a tile that immediately cracks beneath me.
Yeah, so you are flung back by the force of both your gun and the slam itself. Since you rolled a 3, you did not make the threshold. You will take 1 stress and get 1 determination that you may use later for a more difficult check if you deem it necessary. But yes, you are flung back and immediately hit an already a kind of crumbling tile and just fall into the cheesy vat below. You are starting to take a little bit of things are starting to heat up. Let's say that. You are a sizzling down there. So Ruthie, the cheesy monster, satisfied with its plunge of the little mechanid, looks over at you and rears back and just like vomits like stream of hot molten cheese at you.
Can I open a doorway that like opens up behind it so it's getting pelted by its own vomit of cheese?
Okay, roll a wizard check.
It's a 4. Rolled a 1.
That's
My wizard is +3.
Oh, I sadly that is not gonna do it. You had to beat a 5 for this. It's pretty difficult, especially to hurt a cheese monster with its own cheese. It was gonna take something to do that, but no, you you create this doorway to try and transport the cheese to hurt him, and it comes at him from the side of the head, but it just seems to like funnel back into him and just create an endless loop of cheese that it is just like confused by it. It's like and it just like cycles for a minute, but like you are hit by the like stray like little sprays of cheese as he's just like blasting all around this thing. So you will also take 1 stress and 1 determination from this. The boiling cheese is splashing all around you, Jezebel. What are you going to do about this?
I think I would love to. So my whip particularly is an umbral whip. It can manipulate shadows if I like, So what I would love to do is kind of maybe like similarly to how I used the whip earlier to be like a helicopter. I would love to like make enough like wind force between like the dark shadow energy and like the whip to create like a fucking funnel of cheese. Do you know what I'm trying to do? You see what? Do you
Are you
see
trying
the
to
vision?
suck the cheese out of him? Like, is that?
I'm trying to make a cheese tornado.
Okay, but a cheese tornado that pulls the cheese away from the monster.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's say that's a wizard check.
Okay. Ah, fuck. Okay, yeah. All right.
'Cause you're
that's
using
fine.
your umbral magic. That's like the main thing here, I feel like.
Yeah. All right. Please, please don't. Please, please. Okay. Sorry. I had to like. Yeah. Sometimes you have to beg your dice.
Yeah, sometimes you do.
Oh, fuck yes! All right, that's a 7. That's the highest I
Hell
can get in
yeah.
Wizard.
Oh my god. Amazing. So good. All right. So you spin up your your whip as into this tornado, and it creates its own shadowy like wind force that starts to draw in the like stray cheese that's been like kind of like splattering around everywhere, but then it starts grabbing it in larger chunks. And as the monster is distracted by the rest of your party in front of it, it starts losing mass like by the second, until finally you all see still very much large and imposing, but it appears almost just like a shadowy skeleton that the cheese was covering. And it's like it looks like oh, that's not supposed to happen. Kind of look, if a skull could give embarrassed, that's what just happened.
Snaky.
He's naked. And so in that kind of pause of a moment, Art, take advantage of its confusion.
Absolutely. In a nice little cutaway. I was born 3 times. First, when they chiseled me out of the marble. Second, when they animated me and gave me life. The third, when they gave me a damn gun. And so I'm going to shoot my celestial light cannon directly into the skull.
Amazing.
They gave me a gun. I'm
So good. Now, is it how do you hold it? Is it like a top down, or is it over the shoulder, or
It is just a simple little hand cannon. Unbefitting of my typical stature. I'm inspired by the Renaissance classics. I'm just a marble statue. I reach into my traditional Roman toga and I just pull out a gun.
it's just
And
a Glock?
it's just a nice little handgun, and I start blasting. It's the Wild West out here, folk. I'm blasting.
Amazing. Oh, it's so good. Oh my god. All right, so you just from your rope, just like I feel like all I can see now is the old Derek comedy video. It's like, all right, you establish wrist control, and then you pull out your gun. So you are very fancifully pull out your little light cannon and start firing away. Your bullets turn into tiny versions of you with their fists out, just bathed in light as they fly at this shadowy skeleton. It just like bits of shadowy skull fly away as it like dissipates and falls back into the cheese below. It collapses. The cheese in Jezebel's tornado slowly redirects back into the pool below as you all make your way again to the other side of the room. A shadowy portal opens up once again, and Edward steps out with his little clipboard. He's writing some notes. He's like looking around the room, looking at you all. All right, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. All right, cool. We're all done here. He like snaps, throws that into a small shadowy portal. Like he like throws the clipboard, and it like goes into like a shadow dimension on its own. And he just takes his glasses off, lets them hang around his neck, unbuttons his shirt even more, and just like summons another cocktail. So, anyone want to make out?
Did we pull Simon from the cheese? Are they
Oh
still
yeah,
there?
like pull Simon out of the cheese, please.
But just like hanging off the edge of a tile. There's a cutaway to like 5 minutes before the show, before things start. I'm just lounging, sipping. So like I'm more of a viber than a fighter, but the gun in my pants is real big. I have no idea how to use it. And then just feet swinging wildly.
Oh my god. It's just like one of those like picture-in-picture kind of things. It's just like yeah, so your teammates help you up and you all pass through into the next room. Does anyone take Edward up on his offer? He is just like his whole professional demeanor has dropped. He is like full like law student, like off the clock kind of thing right now.
As I walk past, I will trail my hand across what I assume to be a reasonably large expanse of exposed chest right now.
Yes, very much so.
And just whisper, later for a good time. And then, keep walking past.
He definitely winks with his big old dragon eye. There's like a little spark of flame and shadow that comes off of his eye as he winks at you. See you in the college later.
Like the camera then zooms in. Where my hand trailed across it, there's just like glitter.
Nice. Oh, yeah, his chest sheens like a Twilight character. I see Amber quickly prepping something over there.
No, it's just
It's
gonna
my
say
favorite
hot.
part of this. Nice.
TOH.
Hot.
Oh, hot.
Oh wait, is it backwards?
It's
It's
backwards for me.
I wrote it backwards, so god damn.
I think it's fun. I don't know.
Does the marker go through the paper?
It's actually a pin.
Oh, well, there you go.
Man, that's one toe dragon right there.
All right, well, if my services are no longer required, good luck, everybody, and I'll catch you later, Simon. And he steps through another shadowy portal and heads out. You all are in front of another large doorway that opens in front of you, and you all step into a large open chamber that alights all around you. And in the center is a huge stone sarcophagus with a catfolk pharaoh depicted on the front. And just then, Chad jumps in front of the camera. All right, well, I feel like that's a great place for us to take a commercial break. Heck yeah, everybody. We'll see you right after these words from our sponsors. And we are going to cut to a little ad break. We're going to take a 10-minute break for all of our players and myself, and you included. Everybody get up, go pee, go do what you got to do, and we will be back momentarily. BRB, everybody. Let's see if that button works. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Robin Redunk, short for Redunculous, coming at you live on twitch.tv/RobinRedunk. I'm drawing all of your attention away from the players because some of them are eating. No, just kidding. Thank you all so much for coming back to short-lived Temple of Dust, our mid-season finale. We have just entered the inner chambers of the Pharaoh in the deep, deep temple pyramid. There are these lit torches all around you. More sarcophagi, much less decorative than the one in front of you, line the walls. There are small pools of that same hot, cheesy liquid all around you, and that orange dust coats the room. It is everywhere. It's on the soles of your feet. You can't get around without just like brushing a small cloud of this stuff up in the air. And your attention is drawn to the sarcophagus in the center of the room. And you see as it rumbles and shakes and cracks open. And from it comes this huge, like
8-foot tall, like jaguar looking man, a cheetah, if you will, with its spots all down his back, big, broad chested, rippling muscles underneath mummy wrappings, a large, or not so large, just kind of like a pharaoh's circlet around his head as he steps out with this large knotted staff and a billowing cape behind him. The staff covered in that same orange dust. And he says, "Welcome to my home. My beautiful, cheesy home. I found these people on the outskirts of my lovely pyramid here, and they were the perfect subjects to renew my reign over this world. I, Chitara." And he swipes across his face as a pair of deep, dark sunglasses come over his cheetah face. "I, the most dangerously cheesy, will rule this world with my dust once more." And as he says that, you see kind of like parading out are the rest of the mind-controlled archaeologists and diggers who just kind of like gather in the back of the room. And as Chi-Star steps down from his raised platform behind him in the sarcophagus, you see floating this little, almost seeming like a bag, but it is seemingly made of pure silver, large and rectangular, and it's just like floating in the center of his sarcophagus. And this matches perfectly the description that Leiko gave to you of like what he wants back, kind of thing. And Chi-Star says, "Now, will you willingly take the dust and become one of my loyal subjects? Or will I have to crush you beneath my paw?"
I tame more dangerous pussycats than you on the daily.
A feisty
I'd
one.
like to see you try.
All right. So as we go into this boss battle, I would like everyone to know you can use any of your stats at any time to try and stop, dissuade, destroy Chi-Star the Chitara as he tries to expel you from his temple. So let's do a quick like initiative thing. Sexy Battle Wizards doesn't have a big thing for this. So we will just roll a d6 and add your battle to it. So I see a lot of disappointed faces. All right, let's start with Ruthie.
Oh, that's okay.
What'd you get? Sorry,
5.
a 5. Okay, that's fine. Amber,
I got a 3.
a 3. Ryan,
That'll be 6.
a 6. Okay, and Riley,
8.
8. Okay. So Riley will go first, followed by Ryan, and then Amber and Ruthie. Is that right? How did I put 3 people with R names on the same podcast?
Hey, that's your fault.
I know. All right. Let's see. As you all seem to stoke in him a bit of cheesy anger, Chi-Star with a wave of his hand, kicks up the orange dust around you all in a little whirlwind and sends it flowing towards all four of you. So first up, Riley, how are you going to stop or maneuver around this wind?
I'm going to do what I'm best at, and that's blasting. And so I'm gonna shoot a little bit in front of us. I'm gonna shoot up the ground as much as I can to create rubble and have it bounce up and disrupt this whirlwind of mid cheese.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Mid cheese. So roll a battle for me since you're using your guns for this.
9.
Oh, hell yeah. Big rolls. So you blast multiple times at the stone floor, and the percussive, just waves of light and debris that come off of them disrupt this a swirl of magical wind energy as it just kind of dissipates. And some of you get a light dusting around your feet, but nothing too terrible in this moment. Now, would you like to do a counteractive maneuver using any of your abilities to Chi Star? Or anything
Not for
else in the
me.
room, really?
Not for me, no. I'll just get reloaded and ready to keep blasting. I can go all night.
Amazing. All right.
Oh my god.
Sweet
How long
Jesus.
have you been waiting to set that up?
I stay ready.
I'm always ready. Always at attention. Ryan, I think you're up. Simon.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not a fighter, but what I can do is start dancing. And I'm somehow doing both sides of a traditional ballroom dance at the same time. It's very strange, but it works. And it's not a sexy thing, don't worry. It is actually part of a spell. I'm performing the physical components of a spell with my very body. And my robe is flaring and mushroom flesh is flashing. There's several daring dips and then leaps, and somehow I'm holding myself in midair as both the one being held and the one holding at the same time. But as I do the final step and bow deeply, the music in my head ending, the extended hand just blows as you throw my arm out. I'm writing checks my dice won't cash. But as I do that, there's this wave of extremely sweet, slightly euphoric smoke that blows out and tries to like push all of the dust away to the edge of the room, so we're not going to accidentally kick it up and inhale it.
Okay, I
If
love
that
that. Okay, so it sounds like a wizard roll.
So I was hoping, and that's an 8.
Hell yeah, amazing. So as you dance around the room, I almost like as you were describing it, I imagine you kind of creating a like pseudo shadow self as you like dance with like a spore cloud that looks like you around the room, and like as you like swing and twirl that spore cloud around, it blows the dust away and like off the floor around you so he can't kick it up as easily. I love that. That's great. All right. Now Chisar is a little bit taken aback. He is going to say, wow, that dancing. I haven't seen dancing like that in centuries. Wow, are you sure you wouldn't like to join the dust and all that it provides? And he just kind of like flexes at you all, and he is going to roll. I believe this is going to be a contested sexy check against you all. So he is going to roll for sexy, and then you all must try to beat his sexy. That is the worst phrasing. Okay. He rolled a 5 total. Ruthie, what'd you get?
Oh,
Ooh, Oh, you are like there's a little twinkle of orange in your eye for a moment. And you're like, oh, huh. Am I a cat person? As you as you ponder ever for a moment, you will take a stress and a determination for that.
Yay.
Did anyone else roll below a 5?
Oh wait, what were we rolling? I'm sorry.
You are trying to beat a 5 of Cheese Star's sexy roll, trying to persuade you to join the dust.
I rolled an 8.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. His lean, muscular cat body means nothing to you. Next is Amber. This is your turn.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so Jezebel again is a lion tamer. They, their magic lies and their magic and their powers lie in making beasts bend to their will, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she's going to kind of crack her whip and say, "Come, kitty, kitty. Come here, kitty, kitty." And see if she can like use the whip to like trip up Cheestar
Yeah.
and get him to fall on his come to his knees.
Okay. Now, is this going to be a sexy or a battle roll?
I think I want it to be sexy just because of power gaming, but
Okay.
I
No,
know
I will
in
let
my
you
heart of hearts,
do. I will let you do this as a sexy roll because this is it's kind of a
Okay.
combo. You could say this is either a sexy or a battle. I would say. But
Yeah.
let's roll with the sexy because you're trying to distract him with the sexy to get the drop on him, kind of thing.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's
Okay.
it's to really aid the other players so that they have like a more a target.
Right.
So are you fucking kidding me? I promise you, I rolled a 6.
Hell
So that's
yes!
a 9.
Oh, critical! I'm counting that as like a critical success or something.
Oh shit.
Oh no!
No.
It was so
It's
sexy.
gone.
Camera dropped.
Succeeded too hard.
Too sexy. So you do that little "come here, kitty" to Cheese Star, and he just immediately and like he stumbles
Ew.
and just like falls forward onto a single knee, and like you see him just kind of like grip his like knotted staff as he kind of like and like tries to
I bet
stand
he has a
up.
knotted staff.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Look,
All right.
thank you for jumping on that grenade. I was resisting the urge so hard.
Jumping on that grenade. I love that phrasing for that.
As a monster fucker, I'm not ashamed.
Look, we've all been there. Sorry. We've all seen the mummy. The mummy's a monster. Imhotep's hot. Like, I'm not gonna, like, except when he does that thing with like his mouth where it just like unhinges and it's like, no, it's not for me. Oh. Okay, sorry. Imhotep's not a monster. I can fix him. That's great. Yeah, no, I love the positive thinking.
I can do all things through thirst, which fuels me. Yes.
Through
But
thirst,
anyway,
all
yeah.
things are possible. Ask and ye
Thirst is
shall
flow.
receive. All right, Ruthie, it is now your turn in the
Bottoms in.
combat order. Let's move this along before we all just get too hot and bothered in here. Not that anything we
Cool,
do from this
so-
point forward will help that, but
Hey, who knows? So he's down on one knee, right?
yes.
Hey, because I'm actually Ital. I'm a gnome, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna use my magic to open up a doorway to the library and grab a big stack of books. They're all like tied together. I'm gonna pull the blue wand out of my hair. Like hair comes down, all like sexy, and I like get out, and it comes out like a staff. Essentially, use that to craft my umbral hammer, which is just a stack of books on a stick. I'm gonna use that to smack his face.
I love that. It's so good. Please roll for battle. As I imagine, like it's like the stack of books that's like tied very neatly together with like a very pretty ribbon, but they're like tightly bound together, and then you just like magically insert your wand into the like the like side of it and just.
You could have phrased that slightly better.
Nah, never.
Here's the thing. I'm so small. I'm
could
so small.
I could have used worse
I rolled
words,
a
Ryan. Let's
3.
be honest.
That's
You're
true.
so small. You're small gnome. You rolled a 3? No. No.
I'm a cat. I'm a cat person. Okay.
Ruthie,
Two,
oh
two into the
no.
cat.
You get your your hammer and you swing as hard as you can, but at the last minute he like his sunglasses drop just a little bit, and it's like a Puss in Boots but like from a big old cheetah, and you just like huh? And just like falter, and
Do
and-
like the cutaway. Do the cutaway. And it's just like. So maybe I am into cats. Maybe.
I love that. there's like the cutaway, and it's just you kind of staring down for like half a second. So maybe I am into cat. All right, great. So you will take another stress from that. I believe that's your second. So be careful.
So that's my third.
That's your third?
Third.
Okay, well.
My third now.
Oh, this was a 5 and you rolled a 3. So this wasn't a failure bigger than your stress. What is it?
I believe it's when your stress equals the highest dice you rolled on a roll is when you explode.
Ah.
It says your total final stress as well, so I assume that the additive stress.
Right, so when you've hit
Included.
3 stresses and you failed the roll by 2, so does Valerie?
Did I explode?
I think Valerie goes poof.
Oh, it would be the highest. So, what
The
did
total-
you roll on the
the total
die?
Rolled
final
a,
stress
I
of
rolled
3.
rolled a 2, and I had +1 from battle. Had 2 stress before I did it.
Oh no.
Yeah, I think you go poof.
Cat was so hot.
Cat
Cat
too
was
hot.
too hot for me.
Second cutaway. So I'm really into cats. I guess.
Oh
Valerie,
no.
no, you flew too close to the sun.
Valerie got way too close to the cat and saw just how handsome up close he was, and just as you like slow your hammer, you all watch Valerie just like very like anticlimactically like confetti like pops up in the air. It's if y'all have ever seen like the Halo headshot skull where it's like the that's what happens. And Valerie, you are suddenly back in the jacuzzi lounge. You are just like reclining very very comfortably, but you are back in the college air all of a sudden, and you suddenly realize what's just happened.
To have a word with myself. I'm just gonna sit here and have a word with myself.
You all see that Cheese Star slowly, it's still kind of shakily, like a little bit flustered, like raises to his full height again and is like, all right, I'm gonna give y'all one more chance. Join me. And he's going to roll one more contested sexy roll. Y'all will have to beat a 6 to resist his sexy.
6.
Please.
Valerie, are you ordering a fresh drink from Desmond at the bar?
It's time for another Negroni Spagliato with Prosecco in it.
Of course, Miss Mixer. I'll be right back.
I rolled a 5.
5.
No.
Everybody
But I
else?
haven't taken any stress yet.
You haven't taken any stress yet. It's only one stress. Riley, I
got
can't
my-
hear you.
My 5 + 2 is 7.
Oh, you're fine. Oh, just barely. And Ryan.
I got an 8 total.
Oh, you're
Oh,
fine.
casual.
Casually. You, Jezebel, for a moment, this very handsome cat looks down his sunglasses once more at you. And for a moment, you're reminded of all those soft moments you had with those cubs you tamed. Those comfortable nights under the stars that you just lounged together and felt the warmth of their fur against you. And now you see this large, manly cat inviting you, so warm, so welcoming. And you take a stress.
Sorry, someone in chat. Oh yeah, he's Willem Dafoe.
The Nice Witch, everybody. Friend of the channel, please follow. Previous short-lived contestant. But as Cheese Star looks over at Art and Sybin, his confident demeanor falters for a moment as he sees just Art flexing the hell out of the situation, just given the most Adonis of poses in this moment. And Sybin, I imagine, just kind of like wistfully looking into the distance, just vibing ever so nicely, just like maybe reaching out, pining for the mind controlled dig team behind them. Oh, if only I could bring them back to reality. Oh, the humanity. So now I believe it's back up to Riley. Cheese Star seems to be faltering quite a bit at this point. And if you all would even like to do a team attack, if you will, I will allow you to kind of do a group roll. And he will gather the last of his energies to try to resist you. But if you would like to do something fancy like that, and yeah.
Is Jezebel in the mindset, or is she kind of daydreaming about Chi Star?
Yeah, there's a second you see on her face where they kind of dissociate for a moment, just like like eyes slightly crossed and like a slight flush, and then sorry, sometimes the switch tendencies come out, but we switched the switch, so we're fine.
And a glance to Sybin in preparation.
I meet, I look up because I'm quite short. I look up at Art. Let's vibe check this cat. He's not a cool cat.
Then we shall roll together.
Amazing. What do you all? What's your Power Rangers synchro move as you all like team up to take on this cat?
Okay, so I guess as my magic is hyperdimensional splendor, I'm not gonna. He's totally evil, but I'm not gonna stoop to those levels. I'm not gonna dose him to distract him. I'm not gonna be like, "Hey, have a bad trip." What I'm gonna do is because splendor isn't just drugs. It's just splendor is the heart of the vibes,
Yeah.
and
Pleasure.
I
Pure vibe.
In the
like
heart of the
Heart
I
of the
throw.
cards.
Yeah, I was trying not to. I throw my arms wide in like a "Hey, look at me" pose, and I throw my head back, and the I guess content trigger warning for is it trypophobia, the small holes thing.
Oh
The
yeah.
like the gills on the underside of my cap open, and this heavenly multi-dimensional chorus of just perfect audio bliss rolls out. That's how I'm
Oh,
throwing. That's how I'm throwing Chitara off of his vibe.
just like the perfect binaural beats.
Yeah.
Like just like pulsing. All of you feel like you have an in-ear micro or headphones right now. Just like the vibes coursing through your brain.
The title is like Beats to Kick Ass 2 10 hours looped.
Right, yeah. You hear like it's obviously a remix, but it's in the background like just like melee in the background. Idle posing, that got me. All right. How are you doing? How are you teaming up with this, Jezebel?
I have an idea for
Yeah.
us to combine our powers, Jezebel. Do you trust me?
Yes. I mean, being in a team together like this is all about implicit trust. Don't you agree?
I'm already hard as stone, so I don't know if any changes could be made. But regardless, art will not falter. Quickly, thanks to the immaculately sculpted legs that he has, he sprints towards Jezebel, takes very gentle and kind and appropriate hold of her, and throws her to the ceiling before
Yeet!
before reaching back into my toga and shooting as much as I can up towards her with the intent for her to shoot them back with her whip.
That's exactly what I was thinking about too.
Yes,
So I'm glad
we're
we
already in
reviving.
sync.
So cool. Amazing. Y'all create this like ricochet hail of light bullets that combines both your umbral and light powers, just like mixing with the vibes in the room. They like it inherently have this like vibration effect around them as they fly down and just rain pure like interdimensional pleasure upon a chi star below, and you all hear a very fighting game echoey K-O! Oh! That was Chad. He's over on the side with a glass of wine. He's just been like watching this whole time. Chi star crumples below your magic power. In this moment, Valerie, a gateway opens up. It's your respawn that your magic inherently sets whenever you have to go back to the castle because of these situations. So one of your own doorways opens for you to rejoin the party in this moment.
I necked my drink straight down in whatever was left, and then I go through the little portal.
Right. You are now once again with the rest of this party and the rest of your party in this moment. Chi-Star, kind of splayed on the ground and like he looks like he's posing for like a beach shot. He's like, oh, you've soundly defeated me. My dust was no match for your pure vibes. Please. Take your kind back to the surface, and I shan't bother you again. Do you have anything to say to him?
I told you I know how to make a kitty come.
Oh my god.
Jesus, you just went for it.
COME. He, in that moment, he kind of like leans towards you and like falls a little bit. As he falters just there, the dust falls off of all of the diggers and archaeologists behind him, and they all start to come to. And one of them steps forward and comes out to all of y'all, and it is just straight up Brennan Fraser from The Mummy. Like it, like he's like, "Hi, oh gosh. Well, hi, I'm Rick O'Connell. I was head of security on this dig. I don't know what the hell happened here. Y'all know a way out of here? Oh, and can you make sure to grab that bag for Mr. Lako? I need a drink." And he kind of like walks by you all and starts heading towards the exit. Y'all retrieve the bag. Who takes the bag?
I'm actually pointedly ignoring it.
Enough
Just been the
cheese
source
for
of
one
harsh
day for
vibes.
Simon.
What's that?
Enough cheese for one day for Simon.
Does anyone take the bag back?
I'll take the bag.
Great.
Be distracted by the cat going, I can fix it. I can. Definitely fix him.
Okay, this is how we're gonna play this. I want Jezebel to roll a wizard roll for me real quick.
It's like, where the fuck did my dice go? A 5?
A 5, that's good enough. That's good enough.
Okay.
He was already, his will has been crippled. As his magic fades over them and you do your little come here, come hither motion, you see almost unintentionally, like it's very much your deeper will that does this, but unintentionally you cast a little umbral spell that reaches out from your fingertips and gently wraps itself around Chi Star's neck, and he is pulled towards you as you all walk into a portal formed by the college errant. You all go back to intended effect. You all go through the portal and head back to the college where Lako is waiting there himself, and Rick O'Connell and Fiona are there as well. And he says, "Oh goodness, that you all certainly seem a little roughed up, and I see you've gotten a few prizes out of the adventure. I just need my own there. Yes, thank you, Art." And he gently takes the bag from you. And Fiona speaks up. He says, "Mixer, excuse me, Lako, you know, this was an extremely dangerous mission. I hope you intend to compensate everyone here appropriately." And Lako smiles and says, "Yes, of course." And he just kind of rips the bag in front of him and to create an opening. He says, "You know, I of all people understand." And he takes out a single Cheeto and says, "It's not easy being cheesy." And crunches and roll credits.
Well, I thought thought you were setting us up for another battle. I was
No,
like,
that was
hold
that
on.
was it. Lay got his prize or their prize. And I'm misgendering my own characters. Lay got their prize and got their little collectible snack in the end. I will, however, very much like to hear an epilogue, a where are they now? A short-lived where are they now? Just a few days after the events of the adventure, and we will start with Valerie.
So having lost all of her stress immediately halfway through the battle, Valerie has spent a lot of time locked up in the library, picking up cats, cat-folk relationships, and being like, am I into this? Am I baby? And she's gone for a good 3 days. Nobody knows where she's been.
You've been scrolling a lot of
yeah,
subreddits that and just kind of like questioning, like, do I like this? Yeah, understandably so.
and a lot of time trying to work that out.
On the Nimbus, just like, am I don't know. Simon, what have they been up to?
A couple of days after the what Simon has termed the Great Vibe Reset, which is basically just a college-wide party for everyone to join, but notably the people who are mind controlled, it is wrapping up, and they're that friend who just wants everyone to have a good time. They're not particularly bothered if they have a good time. They just enjoy it if everyone else is enjoying it, and they're just kind of leaning against the wall, just nodding at another job well done. The vibes have been reset. The world continues to spin. And it's about time for another party.
Hell yeah. Simon is the embodiment of compersion. Just as long as my loved ones around me are vibing, I am vibing. Ryan, what is Art up to now?
Life goes on. He confused the R names. It's all right. It's been there's a
I'm
lot of
sorry.
R's in here.
What did I say? I'm so sorry.
No worries, no worries. Art would forgive you as well. It's hard not to be astounded by the beauty of this marvelous marble man, a marvel to behold. Back to his days of being a live sculpture for the artistes, a model for the drawers, the painters, the sculptors, creating immortal visions of himself, and of course, asking his friends along to join in so we may be immortalized from our cheesy adventures.
Amazing. Chad Crushbone has definitely started following all of Art's Nimbus accounts on the various sites to get all those sick photos. And Jezebel, wrap us up.
See, I thought that I would think of something during all of that, but I didn't. I'm completely no thoughts head empty, and that's
the classic
a shame.
pitfall.
Yeah. No, I think listen. Jezebel likes having a lot of pets. They like keeping a lot of pets, making sure they're taken care of, making sure that they get all of their needs satisfied, of course. But she doesn't like to keep her pets on a long leash. So well, on a short leash, actually. I mixed up my idioms there.
Right, yeah.
My bad. It's Saturday.
It's Saturday. Brain off.
Brain fully off. We stand a bimbo here, right? So
Exactly.
So I think Jezebel fully has. I think Jezebel actually invites Chad Crushbone round because it seems to her that Cheese Star needs something to play with.
Oh my god. Chad immediately, like, he does
there's like a like the appropriate amount of time to wait before texting back and then arriving at the called upon location. He waits exactly that amount of time, and he looks like sweaty when he shows up. Yeah, I just saw your text, and I thought I'd swing by. So
Not for me. And then she like opens the door and leaves the door open, but like walks away, and it's
just like
Star.
she start like standing in the back with like an eyebrow raised, and Chad just goes, "Oh." And with that, the door from Reggie and Robbie's camera's perspective, the door slowly closes with like backs Chad to the Chad's back to the audience as the door closes, and immediate cut to black. And that is the end of season 2, mid-season 2, short-lived. Thank you all so much for being here today. Thank you again to Ruthie, Ryan, Riley, Amber, all for being here. Too many R names. I gotta fix that next time. Thank you all so much for being here. Please follow them on all the appropriate social medias and all that jazz. Command players, everyone's appropriate things. Oh, that's the old one. God, please delete that. Anybody who can. Golly day. All right, whatever. Sorry, I will fix that. Everything didn't save. Everything that I wanted to save when I fix these settings. Whatever. I love you all so much. Thank you so much for being here. I will catch you all on the next short-lived. Take care. Bye-bye. I love you. Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye.